Sagan.
Welcome to another Project Rebirth review. Today we're going to take a look at Mattel's DC Batman Missions Batman, and this is the Stealth Glider Batman. Here's a look at the front of the box. Here's the left side of the box, the right side of the box, and here's a look at the back of the box. Here you can see it's entitled Stolen Money Mischief, and the picture depicts a bank robbery scene in which Harley Quinn has robbed a bank, and presumably by the look at the helicopter that has the Joker smile on it, that Mr. J is flying her away, making her getaway, and Batman and Batgirl are attempting to stop that robbery. And this really more clearly denotes the other two figures that are available under this Stolen Money Mischief Batman Missions line. And in this case, it would be Batgirl and Harley Quinn. Alright, let's get this figure out of the box. And here's the figure out of the box. As the name implies, the figure comes with a glider. And this is actually pretty cool looking, even though it's, you know, reasonably cheap plastic. And it has two pegs in the back that correspond to holes in the back of the Batman figure. This figure does, or the glider rather, has a piece that's removable. And I believe, I tried to look at the picture to see for any guidance, this is perhaps a grapple gun that would go in the figure's hand. And I think the glider looks better without that piece on it, so I will leave that removed. I would note that the inside of this grapple gun looks pretty stupid with the pegs that allow it to connect to the glider. And here's the figure with the glider attached. Let's take a 360 look at this figure.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Let's talk articulation, and it'll be a quick talk because there's not much articulation. The head can turn to the left, to the right, it can look down, and then back to neutral, but not really up. The waist can turn that way, there's no ab crunch. Limited extension from the shoulders from there to there. There is a complete swivel at the elbow, and the elbow can turn on a hinge as well. The wrists do rotate, and they can flex inward and outward. Leg can extend to about there, bends at the knee. The leg, or the calf, and the boot are one solid piece, so there's no movement there, and it cannot. The leg does not extend backwards at all. So essentially, that's the extent of the articulation. So here's my final thoughts on this figure. At the $10 price line, it's a pretty decent but not great purchase. I do like the fact that the chest design is the Batman Rebirth logo, and I do like the overall look of this figure, and the glider is really cool looking. That said, there's an overall cheapness to this, the plastic and the look of the figure, that just really is somewhat glaring when you compare it to this, which is my favorite $10 figure. And typically I wouldn't even bother buying the $10 figures because they looked so cheap. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but just the quality The paint work and the way that this figure on the left is put together is so much better than this one here that it's hard to give a flat-out recommendation to this figure. But that said, sitting on a shelf or that kind of thing, the glider is pretty cool looking, and if you don't have a Rebirth figure, this is not a bad one to pick up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more Project Rebirth videos.